Today we are going to be discussing a citation that the Illinois Department of Public Health recently issued to Regency of Morris nursing home after a resident there developed an infection of a surgical wound. My name is Barry Doyle. I am a lawyer in Skokie practicing nursing home abuse and neglect work throughout the state of Illinois. I'm also the author of Built to Fail, a free report available for download from my website, which spells out how the nursing home business model inevitably produces unnecessary injuries and deaths for nursing home residents. The resident involved in the citation was admitted to the nursing home after having a hip replacement done. There were staples that were in place, and part of the job of the nursing home staff would be to monitor the surgical wound for signs and symptoms of infection. The resident went to their initial postoperative visit and the staples were removed, but after that appointment there was no documentation that the wound was assessed. 8 days after that first postoperative visit, when the staples were removed, the resident went walking down the hallway and asked one of the nurses to take her to a shower so she could get cleaned off. The nurse saw at that point that there was bloody drainage coming from the surgical wound, which was to such an extent that the sheets had to be removed from her bed. The nurse contacted the doctor, and the resident was brought into the hospital where they recognized that this wound had been infected. The resident reported to the doctor and to the surveyor from the Department of Public Health that she had told the staff a couple of days earlier that the drainage had been present and nothing had been done. Now, part of the job of the nursing home staff is to monitor for signs and symptoms of infection. It's not part of the job of the nursing home staff to know what kind of infection it is or how it should be treated, but their basic function is to serve as the eyes and ears of the doctor and to let the doctor know when something is going on with their patients. So one of these basic functions that the nursing home staff serves is to identify when there are symptoms of an infection present. At that point, the doctor has the option to either issue orders over the phone to come into the nursing home and determine how to treat it, or simply have the resident sent to the hospital for care. With any type of infection, the sooner that the infection is addressed, the better the outcome is likely to be. In this particular case, the infection went unchecked for at least a few days without any type of antibiotic being ordered. The resident ultimately underwent a surgical debridement of the wound, which included cutting away portions of the gluteus as well as the trochanter, which is one of the bones that is in part of the hip joint, which means that there was a bone infection present. This is also referred to as osteomyelitis. It's a sign that there is a deep infection, a deep wound infection, and this is something which should have been caught and avoided had the doctor been notified of the signs and symptoms of infection any earlier. Hope you found this interesting. My name is Barry Doyle. If you have any questions regarding this or any other nursing home abuse and neglect matter, please feel free to reach out to us. Our number is 312-263-1080, or we can be reached on the internet at www.accidentlawillinois.com. Thank you very much for watching.